Hello, friends. I just wanted to go over some of the workflow that I've been using to sequence Lightdream songs. I know at the camp out we were talking about how much work goes into sequencing the songs, and I mentioned that like when I was first making songs, it would take me a long time. Like I think the first song took me like 4 days to sequence, and I got that down to 8 hours before the camp out. But yeah, I'm trying to like speed up the process, and I've been pretty successful at it. But yeah, I just wanted to go over what the process is and kind of show you what I'm using to work through the songs and save time and all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to give you guys a behind the scenes look at what actually goes into sequencing a song. So yeah, there's a couple of different pieces of software here, and the first piece of software I use is Ableton Live, and I'm using this to kind of set the BPM of songs and get everything lined up right on the beat. So when you get an MP3 from wherever, like sometimes there's going to be silence at the start of the song, or you're trying to find like where the downbeat is. So what I do is I pull the MP3 into Ableton and I start using like the warp audio feature. So let's see if this works. Okay, so yeah, you can see from the waveform, like if we just started the MP3 like right at the start, we wouldn't quite hit the downbeat, and it would be hard to line up the beat to the lights and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, basically I pull this into Ableton and kind of move the waveform around so that I know exactly where the downbeat is. And yeah, all these like yellow markers around are places where I'm doing audio warping stuff. So basically, I'll come in here and I'll like uh, I'll make sure that like this part lines up. Just make sure everything lines up real good. And also, this is a place where I can chop up the songs a little bit. So I've been trying to keep the songs to a shorter length, like around like 2 to 3 minutes. And I do that just to keep things snappy. And people have short attention spans these days, so shorter songs kind of let us get through. I don't know. It's better. So yeah, that's pretty much the Ableton part. Let's go ahead and pretend that I have saved this and exported it. So usually I export to a WAV file, which is like uncompressed audio, and then I convert it into an OGG file, which is it's kind of like a weird open source MP3, and that's what the like rhythm game software that I am using is using. I don't know. It's how that goes. Okay, the next weird part of the software I use is called K-Shoot Editor, and this is from the rhythm game software. This is basically what you use to make like sequences for that show up in the rhythm game. So what I do here is, I create a new file and I set up some of the metadata. And you'll see here I'm pointing to the OGG file that we just exported. So we've got vroom.ogg. And here I set some of the stuff that shows up in the front end, like I set up the title and artist, and I choose like a background image to show in the jukebox interface. And you do stuff like set up the BPM and yeah, stuff like that. And this interface is actually like sheet music. So each of these parts is a bar, and you can actually play the music from this interface. So like hopefully this works. So you can kind of like click around to different sections and be like, oh, let's play from here. Okay, just to show you what I'm doing in the software. So I've got there's like 4 lanes here, and those would correspond to like different events. And I'm basically using like the first lane and the fourth lane only. And I've got the fourth lane is marking like section changes. So and I'm doing some stuff with the section changes over here too. So like I'm kind of naming the sections, and as we play here, so we start playing, Here's the intro. We got the build up A, and this goes on for 4 measures. And then we go into build up B, and this part is the throwdown. Then we go to verse A. Yeah, we go through there, and then I put like section changes everywhere. So like here's verse B starting. Verse C. And then we go to the chorus. I've been waiting for a good time. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on in the like 4th lane of these beats here. And then you see the first beat, you may have, or the first lane, you may have noticed I'm like connecting that to like bass hits or like drum hits or, you know, melodic parts of the song. And that's like something that I want to be light reactive. So in the next software Resolume, you'll kind of see what I'm doing with that. But here I just kind of mark out stuff that I think it would be cool to do, like something with the lights. And the things I'm doing with the lights are usually like, you know, flashing them extra bright, or like giving them extra contrast, or even just like taking the image and like showing it when the beat hits and then like fading it to black afterwards. So I kind of don't worry about that too much right now. Like in this part of sequencing the song, I'm trying to just mark out what's cool, and I'll figure out what to do with it later. But yeah, you can kind of see like here I was marking, you know, like the drums, and like here later on I got like a lot of hits here, so we'll see what this is. Bow. Bow. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so just like mark off stuff like that. And you'll see a bunch of stuff written here. So basically what I do is first I mess around in this software and I get everything lined up. And then I go through and I give these things, give these things names. And I'll just like play the song and be like typing over here. And I kind of type out what the sequence is. And there's a bunch of like repeated parts here, right? So if you look at the chorus, like we do like, yeah, I've got like 2 chorus sections. So I kind of say like, this is chorus A, this is chorus B, you know, and if I have another chorus A, it means I can use the same art that I'm using for that I used earlier. So that lets me like repeat stuff. It's just like if you're writing lyrics and you want to repeat the chorus lyrics or something like that. Yeah, so this is what I write at first, and then I translate it into code. And if you look at this code, it's not really important. I'm kind of like setting these to variables, and then I have this array where I'm listing out which sequences to use. So you know, that part is it's still a little messy, and it's got some remnants of old ways that I was doing this code. But yeah, this is kind of the file that gets loaded to get the art going. So that's kind of that. Now let's shift gears over to the Resolume side of things. For this part of the demo, I recorded the process of messing around in Resolume to sequence Vroom Vroom, and okay, let me try this again. So for this part of the demo, I recorded me sequencing Vroom Vroom, and this is something where I was trying to sequence the song as fast as possible. So I tried to just not fuck around and not try to invent new effects or do anything too crazy. So I recorded this, and I'm just going to play it in fast forward and kind of talk you through some of the fun parts of it. So let me move myself up here. And yeah, I'll just kind of play this and try to tell you about anything that's interesting. So let's see here. I'm creating a new tab. These are called decks. So I have a deck for each song, and we're going to make the Vroom Vroom deck. And we're going to make some columns here. And each of these columns corresponds to the sections that I designated over in here. So you'll see these are the names of the sections, and then over here I'm setting up one column for each one. And I have a bunch of layers here, and the main layer that we're going to worry about is called the background layer. So you see it's called BGs here, and we're basically going to make sure there's cool stuff in each of these BGs. And you'll see here there's one effect that I copied over that I really liked, and it's this like rainbowy thing that's called circular logic. So I decided I wanted that to be on Vroom A and Vroom B. And I think that I just liked how colorful it was, and I thought it would be fun for like the end of the song to kind of have these like flowing colors going. And here I'm playing with the effects a little bit. These are basically adding in more colors, and I'm trying to cycle them to the beat or to some sort of rhythm. Like this is moving pretty fast, but let's like in here you'll see right here it says beats 8, and this is basically saying for 8 beats we're going to move this arrow back and forth. So that means it'll be like from 2 measures, it'll go from like extra red to no red. And you'll see I've got the BPM synced up here. So this says 152, and this little rotatey thing is also going to be synced up to the beat. So that's how we do all the beat syncing stuff. Like the software that there's some code that I wrote that is telling Resolume what the BPM and where to sync it is, and like where the downbeats are. So that's how we get everything to be really precise. And up here, I've got another layer that's called pulses, and like pulses are what happened when we use that first column, that first lane of the rhythm game stuff. So like over here, all the stuff in the first lane, it's basically going to activate the pulses column, and that's what gives us effects. You'll see here I found something I wanted to use for like the start of the song. So I've got this BPM shapes. And like for build up A, they're moving in one direction, and then in build up B, they're moving in the other direction. And that's something I do all the time. Like for sections where there's A and B, I just have the B go in reverse because it's an easy way to like mix things up. Like another secret I use. Oh. Like another secret I use is with the A and B is I'll take a clip and then I will like invert the colors, and it'll be a new clip. So when you're doing that, you'll see it'll look cool. Anyway, yeah, like over. Sorry, this this is going a little too fast. Let me slow it down to like 150. So, fuck. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, so we got these avocados. Shit. Okay, all right. All right, this is a little more calm, but you'll see that I found this, like I call this the avocado shape. And you'll see that I put this on all the verses, and now I'm going to go through and make them a little bit more interesting. So here I'm actually like pulling in the song and trying to hear like what the verse actually sounds like. But yeah, let's like skip ahead a little bit. Here, this deck I have called Beat Hits. This is where I keep all the effects that I'll use on the beat hits. So this is kind of like a menu of light effects that I can pull in. And I'm like playing around with these and trying to see which ones I think look good with the avocado. And yeah, the smooth scale ones are basically like they zoom in and then zoom back out, so that's pretty fun. There's a lot of black space with the avocado shape, so it looks kind of cool. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna copy it over, I'm gonna put it on the pulses for the avocado shapes. Now I'm trying to get something to play during the chorus. So you see this deck, BG Workshop, this is where I put things that I might want to use as backgrounds. And these are mostly like milk drop presets that I recorded, and sometimes I'll have original material or like stuff that I made in After Effects. But this is, you know, we're trying to go fast here, so I'm just like trying to pull something that that I think is going to look good. So yeah, this one, yeah, for the chorus I wanted something that was kind of big and bright and colorful. Like we've kind of been more restrained, and there's a lot of black space in these other sections. So for the chorus, I want to like really brighten things up. So you know, I pull this in, and then I like play with the effects for a while and try to get something cool. Here I'm adding on like a bright and contrast slider, and these are ones that I can like sync up to the beat, or you know, kind of do whatever I want with. Here, let's like scrub through a little bit. So yeah, for that one, that one you'll see I'm like changing the contrast to the beat, so it's gonna go from being less contrasty to more contrasty. Okay, let's like keep on going. Yeah, now I'm finding some effects to use for the new chorus animations. And yeah, kind of at this point I'm just going through and like filling in all the gaps that I've got. So I got some gaps for like throwdown and for the end, and I got some gaps in the pulses. But yeah, kind of the rest of the work I'm doing in the last like 5 minutes of it is taking care of that. All right, so that's that. And then let me go ahead and show you the finished product. All right, maybe this will work this time. All right, so we load up the rhythm game part of things. Okay, and here you can like see the beat hits coming through in the game, and I'm gonna remove that from actual Lightdream, but it's helpful when you're debugging, just making sure everything is lined up.
Lavender Lamborghini, roll up in a blue bikini. Bitches on the beaches looking super cute and freaky. All my friends are princesses, we keep it whipped and creamy. Ice cubes on our tongues because we like to keep it freezy. Lavender Lamborghini, get out on the right side. Chauffeur stayed at home because my girl wanted to ride. Looking luxe and tasting plush and feeling so alive. Wanna take it to the highway, come on, let's go for a drive. All my life, I've been waiting for a good time, a good time. Let me ride, let me ride. All my life, I've been waiting for a good time, a good time. So let me ride, let me ride, let me ride, let me ride. All my life, I've been waiting for a good time. So let's ride. Bitches know they can't catch me. Cute, sexy in my ride, sporty. Those slugs know they can't catch me. Beep beep. So let's ride. Bitches know they can't catch me. Cute, sexy in my ride, sporty. Those slugs know they can't catch me. Beep beep. So let's ride, let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Bubblegum pink Ferrari, yeah, I'm so bossy. Speeding like Alonso just to crash your party. People are going loco when I'm pulling up taking your puppy. Don't think about consequences cause they're never gonna stop me. What? All my life I've been waiting for a good time. A good time. Let me ride, let me ride. My life I've been waiting for a good time. A good time. So let me ride. Let me ride. Let me ride, let me ride. All my life I've been waiting for a good time. So let's ride. Bitches know they can't catch me. Cute, sexy, and my ride sporty. Those slugs know they can't catch me. Beep beep. So let's ride. Bitches know they can't catch me. Cute, sexy, and my ride sporty. Those slugs know they can't catch me. Beep beep. So let's ride. Boom, boom, boom. Hit me coming through the radio. Watch me go zoom, zoom, zoom. Try to catch me but you're too slow.
That's about it. See ya.
Boom, boom, boom.